Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, then welcome. In today's video, I am going to be telling you guys what you need to start doing gel nails at home. I want to keep this extremely simple for you guys. I know in the middle of a pandemic, there are a lot of you looking to do gel nails at home, and I wanted to make a video letting you guys know what you absolutely need to start doing gel nails at home and maybe some items you can skip out on. I am here to help you guys save money and tell you guys the basics that you require to do gel nails at home. Now, there are a ton of starter kits out there that range from $50 to $100, and they claim that they have everything that you would need to start doing gel nails at home. Now, I do think that the starter kits on Amazon are actually not bad. A lot of them do come with the majority of the stuff that you would need to do gel nails at home. However, there are some things in those kits that I think are completely unnecessary, and I personally don't use them. And there are some kits that actually don't include a few key things. And so I'm here to tell you guys exactly what you'll need if you just want to get started. I'm going to keep this very basic down to the absolute minimum. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first recommendation I have, which I'm sure many of you guys already own, but it's obviously to have a nail cutter and a nail filer. So I personally have this kit from Revlon. This is a drugstore brand, so you can grab this within a reasonable price range. So this is what my kit looks like, and inside this it has 4 tools. We have a nail cutter, a metal nail file, a softer nail file, and then this is a cuticle cutter. This is a different type of cuticle cutter. Many of you may not have seen this, but I will talk more about this later. Moving on to cuticles. So like I said, in this pouch, the cuticle remover that's in there is a different type of cuticle remover. You can also buy this type of cuticle remover. So this is more like a pair of scissors, and you actually go along and cut your actual cuticle, whereas the one in the Revlon package that I got is shaped like this, and there is a little V at the end, and basically what happens is you run it along your cuticle and it will trap your cuticles in between that area. There's almost like a blade in there, and then your entire cuticle will come out all in one piece. So either or is totally fine. And I'm also going to throw in there, you may not really even need this if you're not interested in cutting your cuticles. You can just push your cuticles back and put some oil on them to give them some moisture, and you will still turn out with a beautiful manicure. So in that case, you would just need to buy a cuticle pusher, which is my next item. So for cuticle pushers, there are 2 types, and I will show you both. So the first is a metal cuticle pusher, which looks like this. This is the end that I would use. And then the alternative to this would be the orange wood stick, or the orange stick. It's basically a piece of wood that is like angled so that this part will lay flat against your nail, and you can then go ahead and push your cuticle back just like that. Now I will say, if you're planning on cutting your cuticles and buying the cuticle cutters, you will need these. But if you don't want to cut your cuticles, like I said before, you can only purchase this and not get the cuticle cutter. This Revlon cuticle cutter that I showed you guys earlier, the other end of it is actually meant to be a cuticle pusher. It has a little groove there that actually will lay flat on your nail, and then you can push your cuticles back that way. So again, that is why I recommended this Revlon kit at the beginning of the video, because it has almost everything you would need to complete the basic manicure before applying your gel nail polish. Okay, so now that we've talked about the basics, which are a nail cutter, a nail file, a cuticle pusher, and also a cuticle cutter, I wanted to mention cuticle oil. So I know if you look up cuticle oil or cuticle softener, there's a variety of ones that you can choose from. However, you can use coconut oil or olive oil, and I find it just as effective. If you think that coconut oil and olive oil are not making your cuticles soft enough, what I would recommend is soaking your fingers in some warm water for about 5 minutes and then applying your coconut oil or olive oil, and your cuticles will definitely be soft enough to push and even cut if you want to. So next we're moving on to a buffing block, which looks like this. This I normally use to buff the shine off the top of my nail. These buffing blocks are super cheap. I wouldn't be surprised if you could find these at the dollar store. Now I put this as part of my essentials because I really think that buffing the top of your nails and removing that shine makes a huge difference when it comes to the longevity of your gel polish. You could still technically do gel nails without that, and your manicure would probably turn out fine, but I wouldn't be able to promise the longevity of your polish, if that makes sense. All right, so the next essentials we're going to talk about are probably some of the more obvious ones that come to mind when you think of gel polish. So far, everything that I've described is really what you would need to do any basic manicure at home, and I'm hoping that some of you guys already own a bunch of this stuff and you don't have to go out and buy it. We're going to move on to the things that normally would come to mind when you're thinking of gel polish, so let's go ahead and dive into that portion of it. So the first thing I will tell you that you have to buy when you're doing gel nails is acetone. So I have this acetone, which is in pump form. So this is 100% acetone. I recommend getting 100% acetone. It's just easier to remove your polish with. So another reason that I recommend getting acetone is because I like to prep my nails with acetone after I'm done buffing them. I really like to remove all the oil and dirt on my nail plate before I start putting on my polish, and I think that 100% acetone does a really great job of cleaning all the oil that we had just used to push back our cuticles and soften them. So you would be buying acetone for like prep and removal. So the next step would be to apply primer. I am putting this in the essentials for doing gel polish at home. I will try to link some primers down below that I think are good. So the reason that I put primer in my essentials is because I, again, think that primer makes a huge difference when it comes to the longevity of your polish. Like I said before with the buffing block, you could technically do a gel manicure and not use primer. But I do not recommend it. If you're gonna be doing a gel manicure anyways and spending the money on buying the polish with the base coat and the top coat and the lamp, I recommend just spend the little bit of extra money and get primer, because it's going to make a difference and your money's not gonna go to waste. You're not gonna do a gel manicure and it's gonna start lifting after a week. Primer really helps keep it around for a few weeks. Moving on to the last few things, you obviously need your gel base coat and top coat. These are just examples, but these are by C and D. These are of course essentials when it comes to doing your gel mani at home. I do not recommend skipping a base coat. It's there for a purpose, please use it. And the top coat you don't want to skip either, because that's what really seals everything in and gives it a really nice glossy shine. And then of course your gel polish, so the actual color that you want to apply. This is just a mint green color in C&D that I have. You can find tons of gel polish on Amazon in sets, so you can usually buy 6 or 12 colors and they all come in a set. If you notice that that same brand also sells a base coat, a top coat, and a primer, just grab it all with one brand. Generally, brands that you use together work well together. They do not recommend that you mix brands. For example, if you were to use a C&D base coat and a gelish color and I don't know, a Quo top coat, they technically advise against it. Personally, I have mixed brands before and haven't really noticed any difference, but take that with a grain of salt because I don't want to be responsible for someone's adverse reactions to mixing brands. I just want to put that out there. If you're able to use the same brand of primer, base coat, color, and top coat, then please do that. And of course, the most obvious thing you would need to do gel polish would be a UV or LED lamp. I have a lamp by Maylene that I think is quite a few years old now, and I actually can't find it anymore. I think my DIY gel nails video has it linked down below, but it's from a store that I personally haven't bought from, so I don't know anything about them, but it is that lamp if you guys want to see the model. My one hack on saving money on a UV lamp would be to check out Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or any secondhand place, because a UV lamp is something you could just easily sanitize. Just make sure all the bulbs are working and plug it in before you purchase it from that person. Obviously be COVID safe while you're doing it, but I think that buying a nail lamp secondhand is totally worth it. I bought mine secondhand and I've been using it for the last 5 years. That is a great way to save money if you guys don't want to buy that huge starter kit for $50, $60, or $100. And then the last thing that I just wanted to mention was it's good to have some rubbing alcohol at home or hand sanitizer. for when you're done your gel polish, because at the very end when you're done your top coat you will need to wipe your nails down with alcohol. In my DIY gel nails video I did use hand sanitizer because I did not have rubbing alcohol at home, so I'm sure that you guys have one or the other and they're perfectly fine to wipe off that sticky layer at the end when you're done doing your top coat. In a pinch, I actually use perfume because perfume has a high alcohol content and it totally worked. So if you really don't want to go out and buy rubbing alcohol or sanitizer, then you could use a perfume. But again, that's just something that I tried at home and it worked. I don't think they'll be doing that at the nail salon anytime soon. But that is pretty much it. There's a few things that are mainly household items, be some cotton balls. And then for removal, in my DIY gel nail video, I had these clips that actually clip onto your nail to hold the acetone in place when you are removing your gel polish. You don't need to buy those clips. You can just as easily put acetone on a cotton ball and then wrap your finger up in tin foil, and that does the exact same thing. If you guys have any questions or if I missed anything, please leave it down in the comments. I reply to all my comments and I would be happy to help you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the like button if you guys learned something from this video, and I will see you guys all in my next one. Bye!